Hey guys, welcome back to Life with 18 Cats. This is our members only stream, our Breaking Mews. Um, happy to see everyone chatting already. I've got Princess in my lap right now. Yay, little pretty princess. Hello, pretty pretties. Can you say hello to everyone? Say hello to Jenna. Yeah, say hello to Jenna, pretty. Yeah, she loves you. You're her favorite. Say hello to Jenna. Say hello, Jenna.
Hello, princess.
She is purring
Oh,
so
hey,
loudly
Cass.
right now.
I was so happy to see her jump on your lap just as we were getting ready to go live. I was like, yes, princess is going to greet us.
Yay, Princess is gonna help us today. Are you gonna help Mama go through this? Are we gonna go through this? Yeah, we're gonna go through it together. Yeah. The first one we are actually gonna we're gonna kind of deep dive into the first one because there's a lot of different facets to it. And there's some things that I'm going to say I agree with, and there's some things that a lot of people aren't going to agree with. But we're going to go through it just little by little. So let's just take a deep breath, everybody. And let's do this. What do you think? All right.
Breaking
So go ahead.
news, breaking news. This is just in.
I love that so much. Okay, so now let's not let that title, the headline, swayed us here, because I think you're not using this verbiage as a negative thing. It says cat licensing scheme to kick in on September 1st in Singapore. I don't think they're using scheme in the sense that we would usually think of it. So let's go through it. So basically what's going on is they're making a new framework allowing those living in housing board flats to keep, and I'm assuming that means apartments. I don't know. If you guys know differently, please let me know. To keep cats will come into effect in September when a 2-year transition period, so basically a grandfather period, for cat owners to meet licensing and microchipping requirements, and that's going to begin in September 1st. So the cat management framework under the National Parks Board's Animal and Veterinary Service will allow up to 2 cats to be kept in each flat and up to 3 cats for each private residence. Now, before we go and get up in arms about this, just hang on, because at first I was like, wait a minute, what about somebody like me? We're going to get to that. So they're going to have to follow, or they have to meet these requirements. Those with more cats than the limits for the flats and private premises will be allowed to keep all their existing pets if they license them within the transition period. So remember I said there's a 2-year transition period, guys. So what they're basically saying is after the 2-year transition period, people are going to be limited to 2 cats in a flat and 3 cats in a private residence. However, guys, people that already have their animals are not going to be forced to get rid of their animals as long as they meet the licensing and microchipping requirements. Licensing will be available online. Wait, go back. I noticed that. Okay, there we go. Via an AV's pet animal licensing system portal. First-time applicants will also need to complete a one-time free online pet ownership course covering basic pet care skills and responsible ownership, which now, like I said, I understand what they're doing. I do. I get it. I do like the fact that they're allowing the people that presently have cats and whatever in excess of the 2 to 3 limit to keep their animals. And there's even more to this that's actually good. Do I necessarily agree with after 2 years, at that point, no one's allowed to have more than? That's an iffy. We'll get into it. Licensing will be free during the 2-year transition period, which will run from September 1st, 2024 to August 1st of 2026, but will subsequently cost $15 for a 1-year license, for a sterilized cat, and $90 for an unsterilized cat. Okay. And the same thing's going to go for dogs. Now, here's the other thing. I understand what they're saying here. So they're doing it because they said licensing will enhance the traceability of pet cats and allow the authorities to better respond to animal disease outbreaks. Agree. Agree 100% on that. Licensing will also allow us to hold irresponsible cat owners to greater account if they abandon, neglect, or abuse their cats. I am 100% behind that. Absolutely. I think that's a great idea. I think it will allow them to track down irresponsible owners, people that abuse their animals, people that abandon their animals are now going to be able to be tracked down and held accountable. I'm 100% behind that too. Let's see. It says, he said that during the Pets Day Out event, okay, so people are also encouraged to sterilize their pets to prevent unintended breeding. Licenses issued during the transition period will have lifetime validity for sterilized cats, while unsterilized cats will only be valid during the transition period. So what they're saying is if you get your cats licensed and they are sterilized, it's a lifetime license. But if you license your animal and they're not sterilized, it is only going to be effective during the 2-year transition period. Separately, the pet cat sterilization support program, which will also be launched on September 1st, will provide low-income households with free sterilization and microchipping for their pets. It will be an offense to keep unlicensed pet cats from September 1st, 2026, with cat owners subject to fines of up to $5,000 for not complying with the licensing conditions, similar to the regulations already in place for dog owners. A ban on pet cats in flats has been in place since in 1989, with offenders facing fines up to $4,000. However, action has typically been taken against owners only if there are complaints. So basically, they have a thing, and it's kind of like what I face here. Yes, within city limits, there are regulations saying that you can only have up to 4 pets per household, but they don't enforce that unless there's an issue that has been complained about or whatever. So if all my cats were allowed to go in and out, and they were causing a problem with my neighbors and my neighbors complained, then yes, they'd come and enforce it. But because my cats are all indoors, and as I've stated before, law enforcement has actually been here, not for anything bad, guys, don't worry. Law enforcement actually has been in my house a couple of times for different reasons, all good reasons, and are fully aware of what I have here. And they have been in my home and seen my home, and no one has said a word. So therefore, they're not going to do anything to me. So let's see. It says the licensing framework comes after a 2-month public survey of about 4,000 people. It's a result of 2 years of public consultation, which garnered more than 30,000 responses and focus group discussions with a range of stakeholders, including more than 100 cat owners, non-cat owners, and representatives of animal welfare. So the rest of this basically just kind of goes through their process of how they kind of came to these conclusions and whatever. So, like I said, let's talk about some of the ins and outs of this. So basically what they're saying is that I'm not a really big fan of the whole limiting people after the 2-year thing. I'm not. And I'll tell you why. Because, and here's the thing. I'm going to go 2 sides to this. I'm going to play devil's advocate. One, I don't think it's right to limit somebody and tell somebody what they can and cannot have for pets. Okay? I don't. However, it's very possible that after the 2-year, they may have thought this through. I mean, I don't know. I'm not a professional of those things. I don't do these things for a living. Those people do. So I'm kind of trying to trust the process here. Maybe after the 2-year transition period, they feel like they're going to have things controlled enough, or it might solve the problem enough of having so many animals around. Maybe what they're doing is going to make it so that as many cats don't need homes. Like right now, there's a lot of us that take care of multiple cats, take care of cat colonies, simply because there's nobody else taking care of them and they're so overrun. Maybe putting this in place and giving that 2-year transition period, because that is kind of a long transition period. Maybe the purpose of that transition period is to get everything to a point where it's controlled, and the need for having, massive amount of animals in one household won't be such a factor. I like the fact that they're not making people get rid of their animals that they currently have. That's awesome. I like the fact that they're making all the licensing free for the transition period, because here's my thing. If you're going to make it a law, if you're going to make it a requirement, then it's not fair to, yes, this is in Singapore. If you're going to make it a requirement, I don't think it's fair to charge people. If you make a decision and you're going to now make it a requirement, I don't think it's fair for you to also require somebody else to pay for it. So I totally appreciate the fact that they're making the whole licensing thing free. They're offering sterilization for low cost households free.
I
And
think also, Kim, if I can
Yeah.
interrupt a
Yeah, go
second,
ahead.
just with this, what they're trying to do for people that have pets to encourage the safety of the pet, like
Right.
make sure you keep them, like you were saying, remember we were talking last week about the tomcats getting out from breeders and impregnating other colony cats and stuff. I think laws like this also will prevent things like that, like people's cats just getting out. They,
And causing problems
unneutered.
for other people to have to take care.
Yeah.
Like we've
Yeah.
talked with Ruby Dawn about that a couple times now.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. That's a very good point. So at the end of the day, I appreciate the fact that they're doing something. Now, we all know that I don't care where you are in the world, you're never going to make everyone happy. Okay. They can try. I'm asking the question for a reason. Do they eat cats there? Quite honestly, I don't know. I mean, I if anybody else had asked that question, Don, I would have been like, really, dude? But I know that you're legitimately asking that question, and I appreciate that. I actually don't know. That's not a culture that I'm familiar with. So I don't know. I really don't. If anybody else knows for sure. Hi, Mittens. Mittens, hello. Hello, Mit. Mit is trying to say hi. He is being very insistent. Hello. Hello, everyone. I am Mit. How are you doing?
Okay? Are you okay, Mit? Mit, are you okay? Are you okay, Mit?
She's playing your song, honey. Yes, she's playing your song. Did you hear it? Yes, I know you love your song.
Mit, are you okay?
You love your
Are
song
you
so
okay,
much.
Mit, are you
Yes, you
okay?
do.
Are you okay, Mit?
Because maybe they are trying to stop that. Hey, you know what, Don? That's a good point. Yeah. Wow, it's been a while. Hey, everyone, bumps into a shelf and can of paint falls on my head. JC, be careful. It has been a while. Welcome in. Thank you for being here. We missed you. We missed your antics. So, at the end of the day, we're never going to make everyone happy. We all know that. There's not a chance in God's green earth because of the diversity of people and beliefs and cultures and everything else. There's no way that one rule is going to make everyone happy. It's not going to happen. But I appreciate the fact that they're doing something. And it seems to be that they have kind of the right focus in mind and they're aiming it in the right direction. I really do wish that they would have some stipulation in there. I like the fact that they're requiring people to take a cat ownership course. That I'm a huge fan of. Huge fan. I think that should be required everywhere. I do wish that they would have some kind of clause in there after the 2-year period to say, we're going to make some kind of accommodation or some kind of application for more than 3 cats for certain people that meet certain criteria. That would be nice. That's the only thing I can see in that whole thing that I would say should be maybe visited and considered. Other than that, hey, I am 100% behind the fact that they are at least doing something. And I think that should be something that the rest of the world should definitely keep an eye on how that goes, how that works, the response, the success, the failures, whatever might become of it. And I think the rest of the world should definitely pay attention and maybe start being proactive in that same sense. So I don't know if you guys have other opinions, but I think it's a great article. That was a great one, Jenna.
Yeah, I'm with you, Kim. I couldn't agree more. You're never going to make everybody happy. And I think trying to do what's best for the animals should be the first and foremost responsibility, I guess, if you're taking it on and you're looking out for the animals and the future of them. So
100%. Okay. I'm going to get out of here, guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. Thank you guys for chit-chatting with us. Thank you guys for being so amazing and awesome and supportive and everything else. I love it so much. And yeah, we will see you guys next time. Bye.